Yes. Hey, Samara.
The 90s are back!
Back again?
Back.
All right. I feel like bits and pieces come back every few years, like Flotsam or Jetsam.
This is how I know the 90s are back.
How?
The girls are fighting.
Which girls?
Jane's Addiction.
Yes!
They're on tour right now.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I think they were in Seattle a couple of
Oh
nights
my
ago.
God. I didn't know they were ambulatory.
And yes, Dave Navarro still moves.
Yeah, well, him, yeah. He's well preserved.
He has to host Ink Master. God damn it.
Yes.
Oh, wait, he's not even hosting that anymore.
Oh.
It's the one boy from Good Charlotte, one of the twins. I can't be bothered to care about which one's from Good Charlotte, but one of them. And so, apparently at their most recent show, Perry was upset that the audience couldn't hear him. Something was going on with the sound.
Perry was having an issue?
Yes, and the band was outplaying him or overplaying him. Yada, yada, yada. And it boiled over. And he chest checked Dave Navarro and was shoving match ensues, and the other guys jump in.
Really?
According to Perry Farrell's wife, David looked very handsome and cool.
Yes,
during the altercation, which is his rights.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of his job.
Yeah.
What do you do? I'm Dave Navarro. I play the guitar and I look handsome and cool.
Exactly.
And she said Perry was very not all right after the incident. He was very upset for at least a half an hour after. And then after he tried to calm down, he just cried and cried and cried for the rest of the night. Perry's a very sensitive man. So yeah, the girls in Jane's Addiction are fighting.
Oh, just like the good old days.
That's right. Only this time they're not all doped out of their minds.
I know. What fueled this?
I watched the video of the Perry Farrell fight.
Yeah.
And I understand why Perry was upset, but you check the sound guy, not Dave Navarro.
Right? Why pick on Dave?
Well, he's probably got 1,001 reasons to check Dave that I don't know.
He was looking for a reason.
But,
he was looking for a misstep.
So there's that. Also, Dave Grohl out here cheating on his wife, 55 years old, out here acting like it's 1996.
Oh, man. I know, it would be one thing if, like, it was like, oh, this is my secret teenage daughter.
No, he had a whole baby on this woman at 55.
Dave.
Man, he probably thought he was sterile.
He's still old enough to know better.
He was like, these seeds must be barren. I supply no fruits.
Yeah. Nope.
What do you mean? He probably thought he could knock anybody out at this age. And surprise, surprise.
Welcome back, Grunge era.
Right?
Yes.
And that's how I know the 90s are back.
Yeah. That is a lot of nostalgia.
That is, well, I mean,
for our delectation.
The last time I felt like the 90s were back this hard was when Suge Knight ran over a dude.
Oh, yeah. That was a flashback, wasn't it?
It's like, damn. Suge Knight ran somebody over, gas was back to $2.99 a gallon. I was like, the 90s are back. And in case you didn't know who you are, this is not the 90s Nostalgia Hour. No. I am Samara.
And I'm Jeannie.
And this is Talk Deadly to Me. Oh, Jeannie. So have you ever heard of Penny and Roger Skaggs?
Oh my God. That sounds so made up. Run it by me one more time.
Penny and Roger Skaggs.
Penny and Roger. No.
And Skaggs can be spelled S-K-A-G-G-S or S-C-A-G-G-S. I have spelled it both ways depending on my mood.
Oh, that says a lot about the case to come. What? Now, I know Ricky Skaggs, one of the many legendary country stars out of Eastern Kentucky. I like that name. It feels very homey. And Penny Penny Skaggs? I feel like I know her. Like it sounds Roger Skaggs. These sound like people I would have known.
Maybe.
Well,
We'll get
Skaggs
there.
is.
Skaggs is its own plural, so it would be S apostrophe. There's no need to apostrophe S, or it's the Skaggs.
The Skaggs family.
Yes. So Lou Ann Earl was the oldest of the 4 daughters born to
Sorry, Luann Earl. I love it.
Luann.
Luann Earl.
Is the first of the 4 daughters born to Sylvester and Armetta Earl.
Man, where are these legends from? These names are. I love them. I feel like I know these people.
Armetta's called Media for sure.
Oh yes. Oh,
And Luann was born on November 3rd, 1941.
nice, Scorpio.
When Penny was brought in to see her parents for the first time, she's still Luann. Luann was brought in to see her mother for the first time. The nurse went to lay the baby down on Meady's chest, and the nurse said, "She is just as pretty and bright as a brand new penny."
Aw, that's so sweet.
And the name stuck.
Oh, that's cute.
And she is just Penny. After a while, people that she meets in life do not know her real name is Luann. She's
my
just
God.
Penny.
She has so many perfect names. Luann Earl, Penny Skaggs.
Yeah, but so from here on in, she's just gonna be Penny.
Okay.
Penny forever. Penny's middle sister Sharon would come along in 1945, and twin sisters Marilyn and Carolyn.
Oh, that is so aggressively the 1950s.
And that is exactly when Marilyn and Carolyn came into being, 1950, on the dot.
Nice. They invented that decade.
On the dot, Marilyn and Carolyn with the 1950s. So growing up, Penny and her sisters had a solid upper middle class life. They bordered on affluent.
Mm-hmm.
Their family owned a very successful party supply shop.
Oh, fun.
You go get all your party favors
Yes.
and your
Party
balloons.
City.
Before Party City, there was the
Yeah.
party store, the local party store.
Yeah, that's true.
Party stores, I think, sell beer too.
I don't know. I don't
Some of
remember
them do.
those. Like, I don't remember, like, the old, like, the mom and pop party
I think
stores.
some of them used to.
Yeah.
Like back in Ohio, it's like get a keg and some
That makes
streamers for
sense.
the kids.
But then again, Ohio has drive-through convenience stores, so you can't
True
use
story.
it as a barometer for normal. I'm sorry.
True story. True story. So they were upper middle class, bordering on affluent. They owned a very popular store, and as the oldest, Penny was often put in charge of the younger girls.
Mm.
But Penny didn't mind. She loved hanging with her sisters.
Yay.
And the 4 of them would always be close long after they grew up, started their own families, and being responsible for her sisters did not stop Penny from growing into being a pretty, bright, and popular girl.
Yay.
Penny was popular, but very mindful of her activities, the teenage social scene of 1950s and 60s Tulsa.
Yes.
She grew up in a very strict Baptist community.
Oh.
So most of her activities, the dances and stuff
Yeah.
like that, are
Okay,
sponsored
so
by...
not Footloose Baptist,
Not quite.
just Uptight Baptist.
Yes.
Like, you're not drinking, that's for sure.
No.
Mhm.
Or smoking with
Yeah,
cigarettes.
but you can dance.
The kind of people that say things like, cigarettes are the road to hell, but you don't have to smell like it, or stupid shit like
Yeah.
that from those commercials. So that's where she's
Squares.
from. Yeah.
They're very square.
So there was no shortage of youth activities. She joined youth groups in school,
Yeah.
all the varying youth groups at the church. She was in all of the teen clubs.
All right.
It's like a TV show.
I know. It is very, like, Leave It to Beaver.
in the weirdest way.
Yeah, because it does sound picture perfect and all around girl in all the clubs.
Like a Norman Rockwell.
Exactly.
Not like a Kincaid. Fuck Kincaid.
Yeah, forever.
Painter of light.
A life before cell phones and freedom.
Painter of light. In 1959, Penny was 18 and she had just graduated from high school. And she was taking classes on the other side of town at the University of Tulsa.
Okay.
We're definitely doing, you go to college to meet a boy.
Good for you anyway, but yeah.
Right, you go take...
Baby steps.
You go take some time and do some learning.
Yeah. This is a step above finishing school.
Yeah, but you're really going there to meet a nice boy that's got a future.
Degree.
And that's that.
Yep.
And of course, that is where Penny pledged her sorority and met Roger Thomas Skaggs.
Oh my God.
During her freshman year.
Thomas Skaggs.
He was upperclassman, he was a junior.
An older man.
Yes. And he's from a good family in Fort Worth, Texas.
Ooh.
Oil and gas family.
Texas tea.
Right? In later interviews, Penny's sisters would say that the 2 years that Penny and Roger dated, Roger had become a fixture around the Earl home. When they started dating, Roger was a junior, majoring in marketing and business administration, and he was also in the Army Reserve Training Corps.
Oh.
And president of this fraternity.
Oh.
Man about town.
He is.
Worldly man.
Leader of men.
He's still wearing saddle shoes.
Oh my God. That's fantastic.
The brown ones. Roger was born in 1939, and he was the oldest of 3 boys from a solid upper middle class Texas family. Like I said, they're in oil and gas. Oil and gas. We don't know much about Roger and Penny's courtship, other than it worked.
Yes.
Because they got married in April of 1961, so
wow.
It worked. And that's why I kind of think, I'm like, yeah, Penny was there to meet a boy with a future.
Yeah. Which fair.
That's the soup she grew up in,
Exactly.
so I'm going to let her have it. After graduating, Roger joined the Air Force as a second lieutenant. And once he joined the Air Force, Penny quit school. She was at the tail end of her sophomore year. Again, why I think she was there to meet a boy.
Yeah.
She's there
She's like, got it. I got my degree.
Yeah, my degree in forever.
Yes. My degree in matrimony.
Yes. And so she quit, like, at the tail end of her sophomore year to become a military wife. Hey, she was built for this.
Yeah. Yes, it was her goal.
From 1961 to 1963, the couple lived near Roswell, New Mexico.
Nice.
Where Roger would do advanced computer software programming and training.
Oh, cool.
You know, when computers were still the size of your mother's walk-in closet.
Yeah.
Like...
They were rooms.
Yeah, like, and punch cards.
The computer room had a different connotation back then.
Right?
Sorry to go on it. It might be because I'm a little stoned. Do you remember that Kurt Russell movie that used to play on the Disney Channel? The boy who was a computer.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was like one of those, and I was always so confused.
Like, why is that? That's not what a computer looks like. What's happening?
That's something else. That's a machine, but that ain't a computer.
Right? So Roger's working on these things when they are machines with their own room in a separate wing of the building.
And they call them computers.
And you got to learn about things with punch cards and floppy disks.
Yes.
And when they weren't attending military functions or just being newlyweds, Penny would hold down the occasional office job to make ends meet. From mid-1963 to 1965, Roger was stationed just outside Tokyo, where he kicked his computer training up to the next level as a logistics specialist.
Oh, neat.
While in Japan, Penny and Roger will become lifelong friends with another couple called the Sneeds. Sneeds. Snead. Sneeds.
The Skaggs and Sneeds. Oh my God. I have to do it once. Skaggs and Sneeds.
Oh my God.
I got it out.
The Sneeds will be important later, but they're
Yes.
lifelong friends with the Sneeds. The Skaggs and the Sneeds is down for life.
Dr. Seuss brings you top deadly.
Right.
Skaggs is
And the
with
Sneeds
the stars, and the Sneeds is without the star bellies.
God. You know, I really don't realize how ridiculous some of these names are until we record.
Well, it's different when you're reading it and writing it, but when you have to face me and say Skaggs and Sneeds.
Yeah, it's very, very different. It's very different when before we record, I'm just like Skaggs, Sneeds, whatever.
I love it.
Oh,
The Skaggs, the Steeds, the Earls. I love it.
In a later interview, the Sneeds would say that Roger and Penny were just another happy, ambitious army couple at the stage in their life.
Yay.
But for all of their ambitions, they're still fun to be around. Usually guys that seem to be on some sort of a career military track like Roger seems to be, they're kind of uptight.
Yeah. Oh, military for sure. Them?
And Roger is known as being a really laid-back guy,
Okay.
even though he is ambitious. Penny is just as ambitious as him, for his ambition. That's her job to support him.
Yes.
We'll get there, but she is but the neck that turns the head.
Yes.
But, she's still super sweet and people like being around them. So I think with this type of military couple, them being so chill probably does stand out.
Yeah.
Everybody else
It
is
would.
probably ramrod straight.
Yeah. Very correct.
Oh, God. But also very drunk.
Yeah.
Now, after Roger left the military, the Skaggs moved back to the U.S., where Roger held several jobs in IT, including at IBM and other up-and-coming computer companies. One of his jobs took him and Penny to Vietnam right as the war was starting to heat up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Penny was allowed to go with him to Vietnam.
I know. That's so strange.
Well, because what he was doing, the computer stuff, was considered safe enough. Like, they got to be in some enclave in the city that
That's wild.
wasn't seeing a lot of action.
Yeah.
They weren't, like, out near the jungles
That's
and,
true.
and
But still,
shit.
there's not a whole lot of wives in wars.
No. But she's
Not unless they lived there first.
like hanging out with the British, like, and the Australians. They're in that part.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still war, but
But she's like deep in safe territory.
yeah. So he just got to do more fancy computer stuff in Vietnam. In the end, Roger and Penny would settle in Plano, Texas,
There you
after Roger got a job with Ross Perot's EDS in
Oh my God.
1971.
go. Ross Perot.
All I remember about Ross Perot is Ross Perot can eat a bug.
What? I don't remember that bit.
I think it was Mad TV, and I think Pool Boy.
Was Mad TV on in 92?
I think it was Mad TV.
It had to be.
It was something like that.
Maybe in Living Color.
All I know is
Anyway.
Bob Dole could eat a bug, and it made me laugh.
That is funny.
I know Ross Perot. He'll eat a bug too. Either way, it made me
That
laugh.
is funny. He was whack. He was wild.
Oh man. Oh, we don't have time to talk about how Roger and Ross Perot and their little company helped get a bunch of the hostages out of Iran and yada 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 yada.
Wow.
We don't got time for that story.
No, guys, listeners, that's your side quest, not ours.
I mean,
Have fun.
It was
That's a cool side quest.
It was interesting, but I'm like, but that's not why I'm here.
That's for you guys. Go enjoy.
I'm like, this is that, but oh, okay, it's fine. But being able to put down some roots didn't curtail Roger's traveling schedule. He was on the road a lot, meeting with clients, going to various tech conventions, yada yada yada. And Penny was on his arm every step of the way, playing the loving wife at cocktail parties where she charmed everybody with her bubbly personality and Midwestern charm. She is the perfect little house, just
perfect decoration.
Just Donna Reed and all over this thing. In August 1972, Penny and Roger decided it was time to grow their family, and they adopted their only child, a daughter they named Sarah,
nice.
when she was a few hours old. Yeah, they're in like case studies about adoption and shit. About like open and closed adoptions, because their daughter always knows that she's adopted.
Oh, okay.
And they were in, I forget the name of it now, that they're in some case study.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This sounds so made up. These people sound so made up.
What? Pretty Skaggs.
They traveled the world. They went to Vietnam together. Yeah.
They're
Skaggs and Sneeds and Earls.
And they adopted a child.
I know. I'm expecting. It's almost like Forrest Gump. It's like he worked for Ross Perot, and like, did he meet Nixon? Was he responsible for that?
No, he wasn't. But he did get to do some cool stuff with Ross Perot and help get people out of it from around.
Yeah. No, this sounds like a TV movie.
Roger has an interesting corporate life. No matter where her travels took her, though, Penny's always stayed in contact with her family. She often wrote to her sisters and her parents 2 or 3 times a week, on top of their weekly phone calls. She even would send tape recorder letters.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
Walking around, dear Mom, Pop.
Yeah.
Yada,
I
yada,
just
yada.
think about you.
Yeah, and then mailing that off.
That's sweet.
And that's in between the frequent visits home. She does visit as often as time permits. So, while Roger's busy building his career, Penny's world was consumed with Roger and being everything that she could possibly be for him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
I guess back then that's totally expected and normal.
He is her literal world.
Yikes.
Him and the daughter.
Yeah.
That is it. On the rare occasion when Penny would make a trip home to Tulsa without Roger, Penny would tie herself into not making sure that Roger had everything that he needed on hand.
Yeah.
He would barely have to lift a finger.
Yeah.
Like, the hardest thing Roger should ever have to do is wipe his ass. That's it. And she might do that for him too in a pinch. Yeah.
I installed a bidet.
Like, she would just be like, well, everybody should have a bidet. I have a bidet, and it's fantastic. I got mine during the pandemic when nobody had toilet paper.
Yeah. A lot of people got bidets at that time.
Oh, yeah.
So many.
I was in that cohort.
They ran out.
Yeah, I was in that group. But when Penny felt like this was her mission, because her mission in life was to be the perfect Christian wife and have the perfect Christian marriage and create the perfect Christian home with a perfect Christian family. Penny is but the neck that turns the head.
Oh, say that again.
Penny is but the neck that turns the head.
Yes.
I don't know
She's
why.
been trained for this her whole life.
Yeah. I told you she went to college for this. Find this boy with a future.
Indeed she did.
And hold on for dear life.
This just sounds like... Wow.
Right?
This sounds like a powder keg. What's gonna happen?
So now we're going to talk about the biblical life of Penny Skaggs.
My God. Oh, like there's a soundtrack to this in my head. Like I just like y'all were just sitting there, but just 60 seconds of like opening theme.
Penny sitting on the Bible, sitting on a porch, rocking chair, wearing gingham, Bible in her lap.
This is a good soap opera.
Well, Mom. So after a lifetime of growing up in a fairly strict Baptist community and being confronted with the changing times that were the 80s,
yes,
Penny became a reactionary in her personal and religious beliefs.
Oh my God! What flavor?
She's the pro-life. She's a pro-lifer.
Okay.
She's that flavor.
Like anti-ERA, anti-Satanist.
Yeah.
Like how many of our favorite crazy...
there's a soupçon of like, she might ban a book. She might.
Definitely Dungeons and Dragons. That handbook is of the devil and will not enter this library.
She'll ban a book. She'll ban a book. I'm not even gonna fart. She will ban a book. If she thought she could get away with it in 1980, that bitch would be banned. Yeah, we on some
left and right.
We were on some Tipper Gore shit.
Ooh.
Yes. So yeah, she's a reactionary.
Oh my God! Of course. It's a trad wife to reactionary pipeline.
Yeah.
Oh my
Kinda
God! She is ahead of her time. She is a visionary.
She's like not a not evil Phyllis Schlafly at this point.
Oh my
Like
God!
she thinks some of the same horrible shit as her, but she's not actively evil.
Oh my God!
So that's what we're dealing with here.
This is a very complicated character. I feel Schlafly, the names. The names in this episode. But with humanity. Because I feel like Penny has a real humanity to her.
She does. That's why I said she's like a not actively evil Phyllis Schlafly. Like her, I will firmly disagree with her on a lot of things, but she is not actively trying to hurt people.
Good for you, Penny.
And that's the only difference between her and somebody like Schlafly.
True.
So Penny firmly believed that people who didn't strive to live a biblical life were destined to burn in hell for all eternity.
My God, the stakes are so high.
And all these newly found rights and liberties that the women of the 80s are exploring are nothing more than elaborate traps set up by the living Satan
Oh my God.
to trap good Christians into a life of sin and excess.
Dang. That is... Wow. So dramatic. Like Satan roams this earth, the living Satan.
She believes
Christ is not yet here because Satan lives. Jesus.
I will probably repeat this later, but one of her friends is literally quoted as saying, for Penny, Satan is as real as the mailman.
Oh my God. Is she hunting him? Is she like a weird kind of Van Helsing?
The beast is delivering your packages.
Drackler's real, I'll find him.
I don't know, but she said Penny said he's as real as the mailman.
God. What a loss to the Pentecostal church that the Baptists got her.
Because that's some great ain't none to re-rate.
Jesus Christ.
That's right, not just Satan, the living Satan.
I mean, there's like religious and then there's fucking batshit, superstitious insanity. I mean, I have
the
literally...
living Satan, the living
Oh,
Satan's as
God.
real as man, Genie, reach out, touch man, reach out, touch Satan, just like that. Boom.
What made her go insane? What did it?
Nothing. She's always.
Was it a
she's
traumatic
always
birth?
been-
Did we miss something?
No, she's just been this. Just how she is.
Jesus.
We've just
It's
accepted
like
it.
the Russians got her or something.
We've just accepted
Or the
this is
CIA.
just how Penny is. Nobody knows why.
It's like the Stepford Wives was real.
But she doesn't approve of everything that's going on in the 80s. She does not.
Did she like any of the 80s?
No.
Take it back.
The only 80s.
Take this decade back.
The only 80s that Penny Skaggs likes is the 1780s. Maybe the 1880s.
Oh my God, or just like the 0080s.
Yes. Let her be with her Lord, goddammit.
Ooh.
The living Satan, Genie, the living.
She's a good girl. Crazy about Elvis. Loves Jesus. But not America anymore, apparently.
No, the living Satan
Good
girl.
God. Whew.
Penny is a lot.
What a shame. Like this, it's. We're still early into the episode, but what a shame that all this like nuttery and passion couldn't have been like aimed at something other than like being the perfect biblical wife and making everyone else be perfect too.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, we can leave now.
It's like, why didn't you want to clean up rivers?
Those rivers were sinful.
They're all naked.
I'm not sure how, but I'm sure the rivers are sinful.
They're sensual.
A beaver
Oh,
did
God.
something it shouldn't in that river. And now it's tainted by the living Satan.
Oh my God.
Not the dead one, the living.
The living Satan. It sounds so blasphemous to say. Like, Lady Jesus. They're so into Satan and demons.
Very much.
It's so weird. It's like, do you want them to come over?
I saw a movie about that today.
Oh yeah?
It was called the Procession Problem or something like that. It was on Shudder. It's about three brothers that their dad was possessed by demons.
Oh
The
wow.
oldest and the youngest stayed to take care of the dad, and the middle one had fucked off. And now the dad was dead, and the younger brother was possessed by demons. So it's these three adult brothers trying to work out their complicated relationship with their recently dead but possessed father
Yes.
and each other.
Oh my God.
Like, it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't fucked off. I had to leave this farm. It's very
Yeah.
that.
wow.
But
Drama.
demons.
The demons. Ah.
It was fun. So, a lot of Penny's philosophy comes from a book called Creative Counterparts.
Oh, who's this by?
Linda Dillow. It's a self-help book published in 1977. And like I said, it was the blueprint for Penny's newly found Christian reactionary
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Oh my God.
This book was written in direct reaction to the women's liberation movement that had sprung up throughout the 60s and 70s and had taken root by the 80s.
Yeah.
The book challenges its readers to fight back and create Christian homes and families with the biblical mandates.
Yes.
Sure.
That'll do it.
Biblical mandates. And always an active churchgoer, this book gave Penny the burning desire to be the perfect Christian wife and create the ideal Christian home as a way to fight back against the feminists that are destroying the American family.
Feminists are so fucking powerful. They truly are.
I mean, girl,
They're far
I
more vast than communists, far more powerful than Russians.
I walked by a lady's house the other day and threw a paperback copy of The Bluest Eye into her window, and now her child is trans. I've done my part.
I am all powerful. Poof! You have new genitalia.
Yeah, because apparently we're incredibly stupid but all powerful at the exact same time.
Yeah, we're witches.
I mean, I wish.
Oh, if only.
I know. Are you kidding? I could shoot fireballs out of my hands.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
There'd be none of you left. I would just light bitches up. Just light motherfuckers up because I can.
You know what? Poof.
You know what? I hate those shoes.
They offend my eyes.
Like Don Cheadle as Captain Planet. Just evil. Because you have to. You
Yes.
gotta. At that point. I mean, if you don't, everything Satan will just come for you, so you may as well. So with this, Penny is inspired to spread the word of Jesus and become a biblical wife to her circle of executive wives and young church-going women.
Oh my God.
And to get this done, Penny began holding creative counterparts classes in her home in 1982.
Oh my God.
And the classes were based on the teachings of the Creative Counterparts book,
Mhm.
and they were designed to help women who were new to marriage or wanted to improve their existing marriages through God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, oh God.
Keep the living Satan out.
I know.
So while Penny's making moves creating her Creative Counterparts class,
Mhm.
Roger took a calculated risk and left his job with Ross Perot and EDS. Figure he got some hostages out of a foreign country. We're done here.
Yeah. There are no new horizons in this one.
Sorry. This is the top of the ladder for me,
I'll
guys.
never get over that thrill, Ross. Sorry.
Yeah. And Ross Perot was pissed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He handpicked and recruited Roger for that job. Ross Perot handpicked a lot of the people
Yeah.
that worked for his companies throughout the 70s, 80s, and probably into the 90s.
Yeah.
He was really hands-on, and he called people that worked with him his eagles.
that is so weird. I like it, though. His eagles.
I was like, Roger is a sales and marketing director, sir.
Caw! No, it's not caw. It's scree! What is an eagle doing?
I'm like, wait, how is he? This is sales and marketing, sir. Okay.
Flap.
Eagle.
He's a patriot, you see.
It's just so weird. Oh.
It's funny.
It's because Ross
It's so
Perot
quirky.
picked all of his people by hand. He expected a certain amount of loyalty.
Mhm.
And when people left his employ, he would do shit like take the employee of the month plaque off of doors.
No.
And shit.
He was hurt.
And, like if you
He was
won
so
like any
deeply
awards
hurt.
or whatever with like your picture or a
Dead
plaque
to
on
me.
the wall, he would just like go and rip the shit off.
Oh my God.
Fuck you.
Dude.
Ross Perot is an interesting cat.
No, that makes sense. After he didn't win the presidency, like he basically disappeared because he was so disgusted with all of us for not being loyal to him and electing him.
I'm taking my eagles and I'm going home.
He's a sensitive man.
Very.
Man.
He went out there and took Roger's employee of the month badge down.
Wow. My God.
Any pictures that Roger hit or Roger's face was blacked out of like old portraits and shit.
Oof.
It was a nasty breakup.
It was. Good God. It is hilarious.
I mean, look, he's his eagle.
Yeah.
Once you become an eagle,
Flew away.
unfailing loyalty once you've been at Roger's house for his
One of the
people.
chosen.
But Roger went to a job that had partnership capabilities.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how that'd be appealing.
And it was a boom for his career. It was a lot of upheaval for the family because they had to leave the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Mm-hmm.
Penny would have to walk away from her women's ministry.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, their little girl would have to change schools,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah. And they would be leaving Dallas for Austin.
Okay.
So it would be a lot. It's 200 miles.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a big change.
But if Penny had any issues with it, she kept it to herself.
Mm-hmm. She's a good Christian woman.
Because where they live and what he does with his career is none of her concern.
Mm-hmm.
Her job is to just follow and be supportive.
Yeah.
And that's because that was the best way to ensure they always had a Christ-centered home. Even when he was working in, I don't know, the devil's hellhole or whatever the hell they call Austin.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it had the reputation it does.
I don't know. I figured people like this have just names for liberal cities. Like
Yeah.
Satan's Coffee Clash.
Sodom, Gomorrah.
She has to create a Christ-centered home, Jeannie.
She must. It is the voices in her head. Scream for a Christian household.
It's either that
In
or
every
you
household.
turn everything over to the living Satan.
Man, the stakes are so high.
Living! I don't know what old kind of dead Satan you be talking about, but this is the living Satan. So the job change and the move to Austin was a boom for Roger. Here Roger was a really big fish in a mid-sized pond instead of being a small fish in an ocean
Yeah.
in Dallas. Roger loves his family. He talks about them often when he's at work. But he doesn't always spend time with his family the way he would like. Travel is still a big part of Roger's job. Eventually, for this new company, he ends up being the CEO of one of their subsidiaries.
Oh, wow.
That makes software that's used for medical devices and in hospitals to track patients and stuff like that. So that's what he does.
Cool.
And but it's a subsidiary of a bigger thing. So he still has to go out and sell clients and pitch, even though he's like a top executive.
Yeah.
He still has to put in that kind of work. But over the years, he would always invite Penny on his trips. She was always just great at entertaining, of course.
That's really sweet.
But over the years, especially after they adopt Sarah, and as she gets school age, Roger invites Penny on his trips less and less and less and less.
Yeah.
And when Roger was home, he didn't want to be home either. Roger is an avid sailor.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Who often said that one of the best days of his life is when him and Penny went sailing in the Caribbean in the early days of their marriage.
Aw, that's lovely.
More often than not, Roger could be found with his daughter Sarah taking their smallish sailboat out to the lakes and rivers that dot Austin.
Yeah.
And they just go sailing around.
Oh, fun.
Roger also bought a small farm that he used as a private hunting ground. Mostly duck, quail, turkey, that kind of thing. It had a small cabin. You run, hike, climb trees, maybe shoot some things, smoke a cigar, and drink whiskey.
Yeah.
But I think it's only like 50 acres or something. It's
decent.
It's smallish.
Yeah.
Penny very rarely went to the farm.
Oh.
and she rarely went sailing with Roger and Sarah, saying that the sun and the harsh winds were just too much for her delicate Mediterranean features. Delicate features, Jeannie.
I'm a delicate lady.
Sure she is. You know what, she is. Penny Skaggs is like 5'3". If she ever weighed over 120 pounds, I would be shocked. Imagine a brunette version of a Blanche Devereaux coif.
Yeah.
Only a hair longer.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
You know?
Yeah.
Very fashionable, that church lady kind of way.
Yes. Like designing women.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. One of those. Really long neck.
Interesting. Well, yes, she is the neck.
That turns the head. She never says that, but I just think all fundies think it.
Deep down, they know it. Like, yes, that's a truth.
I am the neck that turns the head. Look at me. Look at me.
I fulfilled my role.
So, yeah, Roger had no shortage of friends and colleagues that were willing to go hunting and sailing with him, and he couldn't find a friend to go. He would just bond with his daughter. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Penny can stay home. For her part, Penny dedicated herself to creating a Christ-centered home and continuing her biblical wife ministry.
Yes.
She started up the creative partnership classes again.
Yeah.
Once they got settled into a church home, she starts that shit up. It's one of the most popular classes in their congregation.
Wow.
She teaches in up to 50 women per
That makes sense.
thing.
I mean, this is before like really marriage counseling or even counseling's a thing.
True.
And they, people were always encouraged to get that from their church anyway.
Yeah.
So she is fulfilling a much needed market.
Yes.
It makes sense that she's popular.
Now, by this time, Penny had created a situation where Roger barely had to lift a finger for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally anything.
Weird.
Girl, she wakes up early in the morning to make him breakfast. And not just like breakfast, here's some toast and coffee. Like,
no, full on.
Bacon.
On the stove. Full breakfast.
Like she cracked an egg, maybe several.
Yeah.
She flipped something.
Yeah.
Maybe
from
some
scratch.
Maybe some cottage cheese and a tomato. They just
Yeah.
seem like the type. But like she did things.
Yeah.
So she's up at what?
She's a zealot.
5:30 every morning
Sounds right.
to make him breakfast so that he could be out the door by 6:30.
Yeah.
Christ almighty. While Roger was at work and Sarah was at school, Penny spent her days making sure that the house was spotless. The laundry was done. She even pressed Roger's shorts.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
This woman is a machine.
Starchy draws, girl. Starchy draws.
Crispy.
And who wants that? Why would you want that? I want that to be
Do they crackle when you put them on?
I want that to be the softest thing that I put on my body. Not the stiffest. Why do the shorts need to be starched and ironed, madam? Why? It's like
bonus points.
Is she like the bouquet residence lady of the house, Kiki? That's what this is.
Yes. Yes.
She's Hyacinth out the accent. She's American Hyacinth.
Oh my god.
Christ. So, Roger only worked about 10 minutes away from the house. So he usually came home for lunch. And she had that waiting. And it generally wasn't just soup and sandwich either.
Yeah. Like she cooked something.
She like made a roast beef at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Here's some meatloaf, honey.
Yeah. Like a lunch.
Yeah.
And then of course,
Spoiled. He's so spoiled.
dinner is always hot, fresh on the table, piping hot when he walks in the door at 5 p.m. Fuck what you heard. And he got starchy shorts.
Oh my god.
Just imagine this woman just, in her polyester slacks and her black patent leather flats and her like blue sweater and her good earrings.
Oh my God.
Just iron and draws.
Part of me is like, is it pills? Is it just the Christian zealotry?
It's the Jesus girl.
Something. This woman, maybe she might be possessed.
She's got the joy down in her heart.
Where?
Down in her heart.
Where?
Down in her heart.
And if the devil something,
He can sit
Get
on
on
the
and
living
attack.
Satan.
And if the living Satan comes here, he gets set on attack.
Ouch! I remember that was a thing too.
Those are the most important parts of the song.
It is the ooh.
Yes.
So she is like doing everything to take care of Hearth and home.
Yes.
And then of course she's the one that's helping Sarah with the homework, running to her to extracurriculars. And she was doing all sorts of church volunteer work in addition to the creative counterparts. She plays piano for the elderly.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from like how fixated and crazy her focus is on this role, she seems like a really nice, normal-ish lady.
Yeah.
But I keep waiting up, like it's like it's like Wile E. Coyote's long fuse off in the distance. There's this pile of dynamite, and it's just getting louder and louder. I'm like, what? I'm waiting for her to lose it. To do something really weird.
So, considering that their lives are pretty mundane,
Yes.
by the mid-'80s, Roger was busy with with work and his hobbies, and Sarah was doing teen stuff, and Penny's doing her own thing. They're living very separate lives. But if there was beginning to bother her, Penny never said anything.
Oh, Jesus.
She never let on. Every year was always perfect. She sent a newsletter.
Of course.
Every Christmas.
Yeah.
She
This
sends,
year,
yeah, like it's a big newsletter. It's a big update.
Roger got a promotion.
And people suspect something might be wrong because in some of these years the newsletter is short. Like, uncharacteristically so.
Oh.
Like, everybody's fine. Roger did this. We did this. Have a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Instead of the, 5-page thing
Yeah.
that she usually sends.
Mm.
That's why sometimes people
That is
wonder
striking.
what was going on with her.
Yeah. We're curiouser and curiouser.
There was only one thing that could break Penny's devotion to being the perfect Christian wife and mom.
What?
Sarah being a teenager.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
When Sarah started high school in 1987, she befriended some goth kids.
Oh. Straight into the arms of the living Satan! Oh, my God.
Oh, and she an 80s goth, so you know it ain't.
Austin.
It's just,
Texas Austin Goths. Nice.
you know it ain't nothing but corpse paint.
Susie and the Banshees.
Okay.
The Smiths.
Okay.
On permanent rotation.
Crushing up markers, big black lipstick, because nobody in Austin sells black lipstick, but that's what you need to
Oh my
complete the
God.
look.
They're gonna steal the Lost Boys from the Mr. Video store.
Hair is as crispy as you want it to be.
Yes.
Big rimmed hats. Everybody trying to stay out the sun, but it's
Oh my
also
God.
Texas, so that's impossible.
True, but also 95% of Texas is terrified of these kids.
Listening to Ministry,
Yes.
Sisters of Mercy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, she's doing the goddamn thing. She is doing the goddamn thing. She probably got some Depeche Mode on there. Personal Jesus is probably her favorite song.
Reach out and
Touch
touch faith.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sarah's doing the damn thing.
Good for you, Sarah. You got good taste.
She's after my cold dark heart. I'm telling you.
One of our foremothers.
She's definitely an elder goth.
Yes.
1987.
That is
an elder
That
goth.
is an excellent vintage.
Man, Penny lost her shit.
No kidding.
She's just like, I do not understand how my daughter, who has been brought up in the loving bosom of a perfect Christian home, could fall temptation
Oh my god.
and victim to the temptations of the living Satan,
Like, it's like he snatched her.
the
Like
Dark
living
Lord, came for her baby.
Oh my god.
In the night, the living Satan came to snatch the child.
I'm just picturing Dave Grohl as the devil from Tenacious D. I've come for your daughter.
Right? Some Beetlejuice looking shit.
Yeah. Hey, babe. I bet they love that movie.
Penny is losing her goddamn mind.
This is just so. The Lord is testing you, Penny.
Penny cannot take it.
Wow.
Sarah is breaking curfew. And she's being a typical teenager,
Yeah.
but the goth thing is just like, what?
Like, of all the things.
Oh, Penny fully believes that her child's possessed.
Oh, God. Oh, poor Sarah.
She fully believes that the living Satan is involved.
Oh, no.
Living genie, living Satan.
Oh, my God. Is she going to have to talk to a Catholic?
No.
Okay.
Almost as bad.
Oh.
So, Penny decided, since this is all the work of Satan,
Clearly.
and this is when her friend says that to Penny, Satan is as real as the mailman.
He got my daughter.
So they tried everything. They tried grounding her, all the traditional
Yeah.
interventions, but nothing seemed to work because it's the living Satan.
He's very powerful.
All powerful living Satan.
Yes.
Got in his hands.
More powerful than their faith.
Her baby.
Yes.
And groups of friends. Nobody else seems to be possessed with Sarah, but whatever.
Oh my god.
So fed up and desperate to break Satan's hold on her little girl, Penny enrolled Sarah in a private ranch for troubled teens.
Oh my god. The ranch!
Yep.
Uh,
Roger was not on board. He was like, "You're insane. She's being a teenager. Yes, the black lipstick is weird. I don't know where she gets it. It's really fucking strange. But we wore bell bottoms.
yeah. She's a teenager. She's doing teenage things.
In a leisure suit, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Relax."
Yeah. This too shall pass.
But Penny would not hear of it. Sarah would say that Penny had a way, was very controlling, especially when it came to Sarah and Roger and whether or not they were comporting themselves in a proper
Yeah. That
Christian
is
manner.
her area.
And she had a way of giving you the silent treatment and just
Ooh.
doing shit that just like you just came be like, "I'm sorry, what do I need to do
Oh my
to
god.
be on your tender mercies because I
Yeah.
can't go on like this."
Yeah.
She's that. So I'm just mad, very passive aggressive,
Yes, emotional terrorist.
not talking at dinner,
Yeah.
leaving the crust on the sandwich. That kind of shit. But in the end, Roger did sign off on the troubled teen ranch, and Penny would spend the rest of her high school's career
Oh my god.
at a farm, 3 years.
Oh my god.
She goes when she's at the tail end of her freshman year.
Christina,
Yeah.
hand me the black lipstick.
Right?
Good god. That's crazy.
It was 300 miles away from Austin. When they weren't praying or studying, they raised crops, tended animals. Sarah was on a very strict 12-hour schedule that was filled with backbreaking labor
Dang.
and backbreaking studying. And it's all designed to break the will of the child and bring them back to God.
Yeah. Obedience
is the only way to break the living Satan.
Mm-hmm.
But he's living, sir.
I know, right? Apparently all powerful.
Living Satan, Jeannie. Living Satan. I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard. Living Satan.
It's so demented.
Versus the other one?
I know. Is this like the Living Dead girl? I don't know.
Living Dead dolls are cool. I have a couple.
Yeah.
Anyway, to her credit, Sarah did not break.
Good for her.
She is a woman after my own heart,
Yes.
Sarah. However, when she was 15, Sarah began asking questions about her biological family. She'd always known that she was adopted. It was never a secret.
Yeah.
And when the school pastors brought this to Penny's attention, Penny was like, Eureka! This is it.
Oh, no.
She's acting out, and the living Satan got his claws in her
Yeah.
because she's curious about the biomom.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yes. Yes. And in order to get rid of the living Satan and get my daughter back,
Yes.
Penny made arrangements to introduce Sarah to her biological family.
Oh,
It's going to cure her.
okay. Shoo. I was expecting something weirder.
Yeah, it'll get weird.
Oh, boy.
Sarah did meet her biomom and half-sisters and extended family over time. And they became a pretty solid friendship,
Nice.
which was nice. And when Sarah graduated high school in 1991, she was surrounded by the loving arms of both her adopted and bio families. And Penny was happy,
Yay.
hopeful even.
Yeah. Just
Because-
stop wearing the black lipstick.
Now,
Yes.
after 3 years of Christian ranch school,
Yes.
the demons have been purged from Sarah.
This house is clear.
That's right. The demons are purged.
Yeah.
And so now Sarah can get back into the life that Penny had planned for her, which includes enrolling her in a Lutheran college that's not been discussed at all with Sarah, but it's happening.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And Sarah's like, yeah, no, fuck you. She does go to the Lutheran school for like a half a semester just to appease her parents.
Yeah.
And-
Who knows? Maybe she would have liked it.
But she barely finishes out her freshman year before she's like, yeah, I'm going to just go to regular ass community college. I can afford it. It's
Yeah.
the 80s.
True. She could. It
And
was
honestly,
basically free.
Sarah would say that, like, being shoved into the private, whatever, religious kids camp made her
Indoctrination camp.
more determined to live her life on her own terms.
Good for her.
The kid did not break.
Yeah.
Well played, Sarah. But Penny was crushed. Her spirit is not sufficiently broken.
Yeah.
Dear Lord,
I
what must
failed.
I do? Dear Jesus,
Yeah.
what must I do to break the will of this child?
Break her will that your will may be done.
It's so ridiculous when you say it out loud.
It's very strange.
Dear Mr. Jesus.
Oh, I mean, there's holy rollers and then there's holy rollers.
And then there's Penny Skaggs.
I know. I'm like,
So,
oh my God. I just don't know. I just don't know.
after Sarah's graduation, Penny, Sarah, and Roger went on a beach holiday with Penny's sisters and their families. One of them owns like a timeshare or some shit.
Nice.
Whatever. Towards the end of their trip, there was trouble in paradise.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Penny's twin sisters, Carolyn and Marilyn, were
Yes.
folding laundry in the hall when they heard raised voices coming from Penny's room.
Oh no.
Like good sisters, they ear hustled.
Yeah, of course.
And it turned out that Penny and Roger were fighting. Ask me what they were fighting about.
What were they fighting about?
Penny forgot to pack Roger's favorite beach towel.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck you, Roger.
He told her to bring it. She knew that he wanted it. She didn't bring it. Fuck is your problem? It's supposed to be at the top of your shit.
Yeah.
She takes care of everything.
True. He is spoiled.
Yeah.
But fuck you, Roger.
And then he tries to explain that, like, life just happened. She had to get something for Sarah. She had to do this. She had to do that. Get everybody's stuff. I'm sorry, I forgot the towel, but there are towels. It's a beach condo. There are towels.
Yeah, it's not like you'll never have another towel again.
Right. Like, even if all the towels are dirty, this place has a laundry machine.
Yeah. We could go to the store.
We could buy you a new towel.
Yeah.
We could wash one of these other towels. We can get you a towel.
Yeah. This is not insurmountable.
But it's not that towel, Jeannie.
What a brat.
Penny's supposed to be responsible for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible wife, Penny. Horrible wife.
Uh-huh.
Jesus hates you.
Not Jesus, no!
Jesus is displeased.
Right, dick.
You forgot Roger's favorite beach towel.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Which commandment was that?
I don't know. It's like one of the ones.
Thou shalt not make Roger do shit.
Like 11 or 12. One of the ones they had to break off.
Yeah.
Because the commandment wouldn't fit on the little table. So they had to like break a piece.
Wow. Yeah.
Now shalt not forget the beach towel is like number 12. And they had to break the bottom of the towel. And that's why it's not there. That's why it's only 10. It was much longer. I think it's a Mel Brooks joke.
I think it is too. It does seem very Mel Brooksy.
He is really out here cussing this bitch out for a beach towel. In front of her family, no less.
Right? It's
all
such
her
a
fault.
bitch move. It's like a diva.
The fight got so bad the twins walked in the room like, is there a problem?
Wow.
Because
Over a fucking towel.
Because it looked like Roger was going to smack the fuck out of her.
What's really going on?
And Marilyn and Carolyn was like, try me.
Yeah.
You will get the nice Midwestern white lady beat towel. I don't know why I just imagined Marilyn and Carolyn hitting her with purses.
Oh, yeah.
But they would bring it to
they've got rolling pins in their purses.
something, but they will bring it. They will bring
They
it.
can beat the shit out of him.
They was gonna bring the heat. They said Roger looked like he was gonna hit her.
Man, that's bizarre.
And when the twins tried to defuse the situation and tell them they're gonna fuck him up if he hits their sister,
Yes.
Roger starts yelling at the twins. It's none of their business. Blah, 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 blah. And he pushes the twins out of the bedroom and shuts the door. And keeps arguing with Penny.
Huh.
Now the fight has gotten so loud the whole house hears it.
Oh, wow. What the fuck?
Because the room that they were in, it was a room. There was 4 walls. One wall was like a half a wall. It was like a landing. That like had like a little balcony that looked over the rest of the living room, which means everybody can hear.
Yeah.
So all the in-laws, everybody are just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Shit.
Again, it got so bad that the twins were afraid of violence. This time the twins brought their husbands with them. Roger don't want that smoke from the brother-in-laws.
Yeah. Because he's a bitch.
So he let that go. He just like stormed out of the room to go be upset about a towel. Even though I'm pretty sure.
Sit with my trauma.
Even though I'm pretty positive they have other towels.
Yeah.
I bet you there are bigger towels in that house.
You don't say.
Clean ones, dirty ones,
Yeah.
brand new ones, old ones. I bet you they can get a towel.
Yep.
But I wonder what was so special about his towel.
I know, right? It's such, I don't know, that's such a little bratty kid thing to get mad about.
And is the towel special, or is it just that he wants it? That's the problem.
Yeah. Like, does it really matter?
Or is it just the fact that you asked for something and she didn't
Yeah.
jump through a flaming hoop to get it is why
Yeah.
you're pissed?
A flaw in my wife appliance?
No, never. Never.
That is bizarre. Like, dude, what? You're insane. It's insane to flip out over a missing item.
It's allergy.
I mean, if it was like the battery to his pacemaker, I'd be that mad. But it's a towel, dude. It's a towel.
They have more. Now, Roger did feel bad about this argument. So when the Skaggs got home from their trip, Roger would make it up to Penny by buying her a big yellow baby grand piano.
Oh my god.
It sounds like the most wonderful yet the tackiest
I
thing
know.
ever.
Oh my god. I want to see it.
Like, it's horrifying, but fantastic.
It's so wrong.
And I'm imagining it's canary yellow.
Right, yeah, like a cookie jar.
It's like a pastel.
Like a smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a pastel yellow. Not a big bird yellow.
Yeah.
And it's got flowers on it for some reason in my head.
Just like overpoweringly tacky.
And like in my head there's
But kind of awesome.
in my head there's trim with like little red, little pink roses and like
Yes!
green vines.
Yeah.
Along the trim. It just feels
like a
right.
Tattoo.
I've never seen it, but it feels right.
Yes.
It feels like that tacky yet brilliant.
Yes. Showpiece.
Am I just like shocked that he actually bought her a baby grand and I'm just like that's his?
It's not the first thing I would think of. A ring, a bracelet,
Nope.
earrings, not a canary yellow baby grand piano.
And Penny loved this thing.
Of course.
She had taken organ lessons as a kid, and over the years she'd actually become an outstanding piano player.
Oh.
And she often played hymns for the elderly at church and stuff like that. And so this yellow piano would be Penny's pride and joy. You can't tell her shit about old Yeller. Or whatever the hell she called it.
God. The Yellow Rose of Texas. You know she called it Rose. That's why you got that psychic impression of roses on it.
Whatever. The thing is beautiful and tacky all at the same time. And I both love and hate this for her.
I know, right?
Things are changing in the Skaggs family.
Yeah. It seems like abruptly and psychotically. I did not see that coming. Like her blow up, like her do, like I was expecting her to wail on him first or flip out.
Nope. Gotta get that yellow piano going. She's very happy with
All
it.
right.
So finally, Sarah graduates high school. Penny and Roger changed churches, but this didn't damper Penny's ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Changing churches just gave her a bigger church home.
Yeah.
More women, more
I can
classes.
grow my cult.
And Roger even got in on the act. He was a church elder.
Oh.
And he taught some classes on being a godly man
Mm-mm.
when time permitted, which will be funny later.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's going to be real funny later. Oh, that shit's going to be funny later. Sadly, during their transition to their new church, Roger's mother was diagnosed with cancer. Poor baby.
Yeah.
When his mom first got sick, Roger wanted his mother to come live with them so that Penny could be her caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
Not so that mom could be with family.
Yeah.
So Penny,
Could deal with this.
and Penny's like, oh, fuck you. And that old lady.
Wow.
You know what? Penny was straight up. She was like, look, we have the room, but I am not trained or equipped to deal with an elderly terminal patient.
Yeah.
I'm not equipped to deal with it. Fuck you and her.
Good for you, Penny.
It's actually one of the few times she put her foot down with Roger.
I'm really surprised.
And you know what? She is right.
Yeah.
That taking care of his like elderly mother,
Yeah.
who is dying,
Mm-hmm.
is a lot.
Yeah.
It's almost too much.
Yeah.
And especially since, Roger ain't go home.
Hmm?
Roger will be no help.
Oh God, no. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
No. Roger's just gonna look at her and be like, but
Me? What are you looking at me for?
you should go do something. At least you brought her favorite towel. No. Roger was upset for a little while, but eventually he agreed that the best thing to do was to have their mother-in-law move into an elder facility.
Yes.
And they got the money,
Yeah.
so they put his mom in a very swanky place.
Good.
And Penny even directly supervised bringing the old woman's favorite rocking chair
Mm-hmm.
to her room.
Awesome. Where she could be surrounded by nurses and professionals.
And guess what? Once they got her settled, Penny visited often
Yay.
and brought her whatever she needed.
Mhm.
She was not left to the tender mercies of the commissary.
Yeah.
Whatever she wanted, homemade pie, anything like that, Penny
Nice.
was bringing it all the time. Taking the old lady out to movies and shit.
Yeah.
She did her more than her fair share with her mother-in-law.
Yes. Sounds like it.
Roger ain't do shit. Like, she visited that old woman there daily. Roger's mom passed in April of 1991. And after his mother's death, friends and neighbors noticed that Roger was a lot more quiet
Mm-hmm.
and a lot more reserved. A lot more like,
Yeah.
withdrawn.
Depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for her part, her mother-in-law's death inspired Penny to get her affairs in order. After 31 years of marriage, Penny decided it was time to write her will.
Oh, wow.
In her will, Penny gave everything to Roger, including all of her expensive jewelry and her collection of creepy-ass porcelain dolls.
Of course. I should have seen that coming.
If Sarah outlived both of her parents, then Penny's estate will go to Sarah in trust that she wouldn't be able to touch until she was 45, with options for withdrawals at 25 or 35.
Okay.
Penny is very unhappy with her daughter. Very, very unhappy. So the will's out of the way. And Sarah getting ready to launch on to college to do her thing. Penny and Roger took a vacation to Europe.
Nice.
Penny is a bit of an odd duck when it comes to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Most people when we travel, we broaden our horizons.
Yes.
We see the art. We try our best to participate in local culture.
Yeah.
Not Penny.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Not an ugly American.
All Penny ever got out of traveling was, look at God.
Oh, no.
She went up to Amsterdam. She went to Holland. Look at God. Look at these tulips. Look at God.
Oh, my God.
Tiny wooden shoes. Look at God. They went to Scotland and looked at Stonehenge. Look at God.
Okay.
Rocks in the grass. Look at God. Yeah. They
It's
went.
a perspective.
You can go to Ireland. Go to Blarney Stone. Look at God.
Mm-hmm.
Just everywhere they go. Look at God.
Hallelujah.
She doesn't seem to get anything out of traveling other
Yeah.
than look at God. Which I guess, as you say, is it's a perspective. When they went to Germany, look at God, because they went someplace in like the Alps or something,
Nice.
which I'm sure was lovely. But yeah, like
Just unmoved.
I'm not saying that traveling should make you a doubting Thomas, but it's weird that traveling just made her more faithful.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying travel should shake your faith, but
Yeah.
it should expand you in some way.
Yeah.
And it's not doing that with her.
It's just not. It's not hitting.
Is it just me? Is it weird?
To be unmoved, like
Like to do. She has been in the 30 some odd years that her and Roger have been together. She has been to Japan.
Yes.
She has been to Vietnam. She has been to the Caribbean. She's been to Europe. She's been
yeah,
and
she's
probably
well traveled.
in all 50 states and at
Yeah.
least a dozen countries. And nothing, and it just seems like each one narrows her worldview even further, makes it more sinful, more not right, more I gotta double down on being the perfect Christian instead of, wow, look at all this incredible, it's just weird.
It's like a predetermined outcome with her. She is like on her path of righteousness. And everything I see will strengthen my faith.
Apparently.
She is protecting herself from the living Satan and all his influences.
While weirdo tendencies not to be expanded or impressed by travel aside.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like, no emotional, no nothing, huh?
No,
Just
no change. Nothing changes. Nope.
it's okay. Just look at God.
That happened.
Like, okay, look at God, girl. Look at God. So after, even though Penny enjoyed the trip, she came home a bit disappointed. After her graduation, Sarah had been convinced, like I said earlier, to go to that Lutheran school that Penny had picked out.
Yeah.
But she was like, yeah, no, fuck this. I don't want to do there. And after less than a semester, Sarah had left school, enrolled herself in community college.
Good
And
for you, Sarah.
doing whatever. That's Bruce eating grass.
He's attacking the carton. Oh, now that we're talking about it, he's like, what?
I know you did, like, we didn't just see you
I'm not doing anything.
flinging a plant all over the kitchen. So, Penny was like, look, this Lutheran school is the best way for you to start college. And Sarah's like, I don't want this weird Jesus school. I don't like it here. This is awful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to plain old University of Austin
Yeah.
Community College and figure it out
Yeah.
from there. Penny ultimately becomes, I think, a forensic psychiatrist or a psychiatrist or something like that. Anyway.
What makes people do stuff?
Living Satan is all over this girl. Living Satan is all over Penny. All over Penny and Sarah Skaggs. So, Penny is beyond frustrated because her daughter has no desire to follow in her footsteps
Yeah.
as a godly woman. But if she was already disappointed to find out that Sarah's not going to this, good Christian school,
Yeah.
Penny was fit to be tied. Fit to be tied, God damn it. When she found out that her daughter, her baby girl, child of her bosom,
Yes.
had taken a job as a waitress
No.
at a restaurant.
Not Hooters.
They call it a strip club, but everything that they talk about makes it sound like it was a restaurant.
Oh my god.
It was a Hooters, it was a Tilted Kilt, it was one of them, but...
This is what you get for the ranch. Like, you drove me here, mother. You drove me to the restaurant.
You did this to me.
This is your doing.
And then, to add insult to injury, Sarah is dating a boy.
An entire boy?
Not only is he a boy,
Yeah.
but he's not a church boy. She met him. He is a bartender at the same
Yes.
place of ill repute.
A heathen.
Yes.
A heathen.
And
Yes.
they be doing the grown up.
Before marriage,
They living in sin.
where Jesus can see them.
Living in sin.
Oh my God.
Penny Skaggs, her daughter, her baby
It's just
girl.
shattering around her.
Yeah, Penny Skaggs, the godly wife, Penny Skaggs. That bitch,
Yeah.
her whole daughter is working at the local Hooters or whatever the hell.
She's dating a bartender, and they're having sex.
No.
Yes.
Girl. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Like, she's...
I've seen her at the restaurant. You can see her breakfast.
Penny is just... She is... Sarah has driven this woman beyond distraction.
Wow. Just by existing.
And she is so frustrated and angry with Sarah that she told her to get a new job or get out of my house.
Oh, man.
You know what Sarah did?
Got out of the house.
Goddamn right
Did she
she
move
did.
in with the boyfriend?
She did.
Yes. Triple
did.
sin. Double sin.
She did.
Triple down on the double sin.
Roger helped her move.
Good on you, Roger.
Roger did help her move, and he gave her a little bit of seed money.
Fly, my sparrow, fly.
He didn't have like Penny's like a complete embargo. Like
Yeah.
she is not talking to Sarah.
Dang.
She didn't talk to Sarah for like a month.
Wow.
And then eventually they're back on speaking terms, but the shit is real rocky. Like, Roger goes over there and like has to pretend that he's not helping their daughter because Penny's not speaking to her right now, and he don't want to smoke.
Just doing like a random errand, chore thing.
Like, come on, Penny. This is why reactionaries are just so goofy.
Yes. Ugh.
Like, don't make being a reactionary your whole personality.
I know, right?
Oh man.
This has been a roller coaster.
Roger is gonna have to face a little adversity for a minute.
Okay. Aww. Did she stop starching his undies?
Not everything can be fixed with starch panties and a fresh towel. So while Roger had been in the computer game for over 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
he's still on the upswing by being like the CEO of this subsidiary of this parent company.
Yeah.
And with Sarah now officially out of the house, living in sin with that boy, Penny is looking forward to spending more time with Roger and going on business trips again, just like when they were first married.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that had to stop. Somebody had to deal with Sarah, and
Yeah, true.
so that stopped for a while. But these days, Roger very rarely invites Penny to travel with him. And as the pair drifts apart, they do try to do a decent job of keeping up appearances.
Yeah.
Roger starts teaching a men's course to complement Penny's women's course,
Yeah.
teaching them how to be a godly man,
Yes.
godly husband, godly head of household,
Yes.
how to keep the living Satan away from your family.
Yeah. Be a success like me.
But Penny often jokes that she created the perfect home for a husband that's never home. Because remember, if he got downtime, if he's at work, if he's not at work, he is taking out his sailboat, If he's not taking out his sailboat, he's hunting.
Yeah.
And if he's not doing that, he's kicking it with Sarah, or teaching his men's course,
Yeah.
or doing other church stuff.
Yeah.
He's never home.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to kick it with her? Boring ass. In 1994, when Sarah was 21, Penny forgave her a little bit because Sarah finally married her college boyfriend. Penny is over the goddamn moon. At long last, her heathen, godless daughter is going to quit living in sin with that boy.
Become an honest woman.
Oh my God. The couple was still working at the restaurant.
Yeah.
But she could let that go.
Yeah.
She could let that go if you give her a wedding.
Exactly. Now that you're the rightful property.
It's just funny how, like, okay, she'll speak to you again.
Oh,
Because we're
God.
going to get married.
She's got conditions.
A lot of them, too. It's just so funny. I feel bad for Penny because Penny was probably a mess
Yeah.
as a mom.
Oh, Lord.
A well-meaning, high-strung, super strict
Yeah.
mess of a woman.
I will protect this child from the living Satan.
Living Satan. So now Penny is like, we ain't going to talk about where you work. We're just going to focus on a beautiful wedding.
Yes.
And it's going to be fantastic. Everybody's going to be around.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I can tell my friends about you again.
For the next year. Because Penny would be disappointed again because Sarah was divorced within a year.
Nice. Oh my God.
Just when Penny thought that this godless heathen of a child,
This prodigal has come home.
divorce, which is actually worse than her working at the titty bar.
Yeah.
Because, just like Penny says, Satan is as real as the mailman. Marriage is a covenant between the couple and God that cannot be broken.
Right?
These things are finite and permanent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Sarah is practically disowned
Oh,
by
poor
Penny.
Sarah.
Penny told Sarah she's no longer welcome in her home. Because from where Penny sits, the marriage is broken, the covenant with God is broken. You're a broken heathen baby. What did I do wrong? But
This is so exhausting being her.
it wasn't just the religious shame that upset Penny about the divorce. It seems that Sarah's situation reminded Penny that since she'd rarely worked outside of the home, if Roger decided to fuck off and leave, Penny would not be able to pick up and start over
No.
the way Sarah is.
Yeah.
Because Sarah's getting her divorce, and all she did was pick up her stuff,
Yeah.
move to Florida with a girlfriend for a couple months, saved some money, healed her heart,
Yeah.
came back to Texas, bought a townhouse, re-enrolled in school. I think that might be part of Penny's frustration and anger
Interesting.
with Sarah,
Yeah.
is that Sarah's living a life and doing things that Penny could never.
Yeah. True.
I wonder if there's just the teeniest tinge of jealousy
Probably.
in that, in the most human way possible, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
any way.
It's there.
Because why would you disown her? Oh wait, Living Saint. My bad. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about him. My bad. My bad. Roger was a lot more understanding about Sarah's situation. He helped her move out of the place that she shared with her ex-husband, encouraged her to finish school, and when she decided to come back to Texas from Florida, he helped her settle into her new townhouse. You know,
Good dad.
Penny is on speaking terms with her daughter again because she's quit working at the strip club and now she's a dispatcher for a computer repair company.
Oh, there you go.
Penny can,
Penny is appeased.
like, she really would not have her work at all because some boy should be taking care of her. But
Right?
if she insists. So just before Christmas 1994, Roger told Penny and some friends that he wanted to take flying lessons.
No.
And let the midlife crisis begin. Now, Penny thought this was a dangerous and silly idea, so she vetoed the flying lessons.
Yeah.
But for Christmas, she bought him a flight simulator. She was like, that'll work.
Compromise.
Go play with that.
Yeah.
She thought that would get this bug out of his system. But at 55, Roger would eventually earn his pilot's license, and he would eventually buy his own plane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he justified the plane by saying he would save so much money flying himself. Because a lot of his meetings and stuff are in Texas or the surrounding states.
Oh, okay.
Like, you might have to catch a flight from Dallas to Austin. So, why go through all of that when he can fly himself from Dallas to Austin?
Sounds fun.
That's how he's rationalizing this out. But he would just like a plane.
Yeah. Or play with the toy.
Yeah, very fancy toys. Penny wasn't happy about buying the plane, like I said. But before he bought the plane, Penny demanded a list of their assets because if Roger is going to kill himself like this, she needs to know what she's going to live on for all the days of her life.
Yeah.
God damn it. So the years between 93 and 94 are very busy for the Skaggs family. Roger loves flying, and now that he has his own plane, he's home even less. Some have speculated that Roger's obsession with flying is born out of a midlife crisis and regret that during Vietnam he had been a desk jockey.
Oh.
And
Maybe.
he'd gotten some shit about not.
Yeah.
I mean, he was honorably discharged and yada yada yada, but let's face it, he was allowed to bring his wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand that, you know, in the burgeoning world of computers, his work was important.
Yes.
To the war effort, and it was very
Yeah.
specialized work, and not a lot of people could do it. So I understand.
Yeah.
He did his part,
Yeah.
but he is a man of a certain age, and I think he might not feel manly enough.
I can see that.
Especially if, you know, some, you know, one-legged guy just limps through and is looking at you like, ah, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, Vietnam's fucked up.
Yeah. It's still fucking things up.
Oh, yeah. So, he gets his plane. He's very happy. However, even though she wasn't happy about Roger flying, Penny threw him a party to celebrate his accomplishment.
It's very decent of her.
Neck that turns the head.
Yep.
At the party, people found Roger to be a bit off-putting. He kept asking people to tell stories about him getting the pilot's license.
What?
So, you, Jeannie,
Yeah.
tell me, Samara,
Yeah.
a story about you with me getting my pilot's license.
Oh my god. That is so weird.
I only want to hear anecdotes about getting my pilot's
That
license.
is so bizarre.
So you tell me a story about us talking about my pilot's license.
This is a new personality defect. This is a new it's a new psychosis. What the fuck? No, that is just insanity. Like, if I went with you to a party for some guy who got his pilot license and he came around and like started talking like that, you would have to drag me outside because I would be barking with laughter so fucking loud.
So you tell me stories about us and my pilot's license. But you tell me.
Are you out of your mind? That
About
is so weird.
He's out of his mind about this pilot's license, that's for fucking sure.
I would commit myself to an asylum if I ever heard myself saying shit like that out loud.
His friends thought it was weird because Roger's usually not such an egomaniacal
That is
person.
weird.
It struck them as odd as
Yeah.
well.
Good.
They don't seem to be as viscerally horrified by it, but they did admit that it was weird.
It's so strange.
You tell me a story about us talking about this.
Excuse me, what logic puzzle is this? It hasn't happened yet. What? What?
But tell me a story about it.
Like,
I don't even know you.
it's like, I got invited to a party for you. You got a license? Is that what you want to hear?
Oh,
It's so weird.
Yeah, his friends left shaking their heads. They was like, I don't. What was that? What just happened there?
I mean, yeah, of course Sarah became a forensic psychologist. Jesus, this is just the stuff we know about. What has she seen?
Living in that house.
Good God.
These repressed people.
I know, screaming about a towel. Just turning into like the most... What? I can't wrap my head around it. It's so bizarre.
So, after Roger helped Sarah get settled in her new townhouse, he suggested that him and Penny downsize. Because their house was huge. It was a beautiful, like, old Victorian in the suburbs of Austin. But it was a huge, like, 5-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom, 3-level.
Yeah, a manor.
Big deck out back.
Yeah.
Like, when it was just the 3 of them, that house was too big.
Yeah.
Even though I can understand justifying a bigger home when you have at least one kid, because you can make the justification that they need space to run around.
Yeah.
But it was already too big when it was just the 3 of them.
Yes.
Now Sarah's not even there. So
and that is a lot of house.
Way too big.
Yeah.
So he wants to downsize. Penny doesn't want to downsize, but, she must do as her husband commands.
Yes.
They put the house on the market, but it doesn't sell within the time of their listing contract. I think it was like 3 months or something like that. And they never got any offers. And so Penny smugly told Roger, it's God's will for us to stay in this house. God's will.
Yeah. You can't defy God.
God wants me to live here. Oh, and she had them creepy dolls all over the goddamn house. She leaves them around the house's treats.
What?
Those little, like, porcelain, those creepy dolls.
Yeah.
And so she decorates her house to sound so but tacky at the same time. So she has those like creepy dolls, and she puts them in like an old Victorian house might have like weird shelving along the banister or something like that. So she puts these dolls in these weird little spots where she's got this odd shelving because it's an old house.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll put this there as a treat for people that are just walking around the house.
Oh my God.
Like a treat. So you just scare
like Victorian white lady gargoyles.
You just scare the shit out of your guests. That's all you did. Peppering the house with that shit. That's what's wrong with your daughter. The devil is in the dolls, not the daughter.
Yeah.
She's probably been trying to tell you that for years, but no, you keep bringing these...
How many demonic vessels you brought into this house?
Bringing these little Satan toys into the house. Living Satan. Look at all these dolls around here, Penny.
Whoa. And a canary yellow piano.
The dolls are a treat. For whom, I do not know.
A treat for the eyes.
You mean before the demon comes and plucks them out of your head? I've seen that movie, girl. I don't trust it.
That is unsettling. Big Victorian house covered in dolls.
The yellow piano and a shag carpet. So by 1995, it was clear to anyone with eyes that Penny and Roger are growing apart.
Mm-hmm.
Roger had become different over the last couple of years, starting when he turned about 50-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Roger kept up with home and his church duties because those duties are essential to his reputation as a businessman.
Yes.
Right? He's well trusted because he's married
Mm-hmm.
and involved with the church. And
Yeah. Godly man.
Exactly. Still, Roger was spending so much time on his plane sailing or riding his new motorcycle
Of course.
that, when asked, Roger would tell him straight, yeah, I'm going through a midlife crisis.
Mm.
But for the first time in my life, I have the time and the money to do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, call it a midlife crisis, call it what you will, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah. It sounds like he's just doing more of everything he always did anyway.
Yeah.
He's always been traveling.
Yes.
Always went hunting, always went
Yes.
sailing, but now he's just like sailing in the sky and, being reckless on the road. It's like, dude, you always got your way. You always got your toy.
True, but that's how he...
I think his crisis is there's nothing there to discover.
Why am I empty inside? Why? Why?
I found myself and it's in an abyss.
Oh no. But he would also say that, like, Sarah liked to do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah liked to fly with him, go sailing with him,
Yeah, it's so
and,
fun.
and go hunting with him. So
Yeah.
he does a lot of this with Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, if you don't buy his midlife crisis,
Yeah.
if you don't buy his self-serving story about having time and money now,
Yeah.
and he wants to look like a decent person, but I bond with my kid. You know her mama don't talk to her.
Yeah. Right.
So if it seemed like Penny and Roger were growing apart, it was only because Penny wouldn't participate in the activities that he liked to do with Sarah.
Yeah.
And if she would come out, then we wouldn't be so apart. But all she wants to do is sit at home and play that ugly piano and do church stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to do church stuff all the time. I do that once a week.
Yeah.
For her part, Penny is starting to feel left out. Yes, indeed, she does not like sailing or running, hunting, or climbing trees. She is a lady.
Yes.
A very frail and petite one. at that.
Lady things. I
My
collect
ladies.
dolls.
Ladies. My ladies things.
Yes.
My ladies.
Wear my
clothes.
lady clothes.
Yes,
Play with
my,
my lady dolls.
my ladies things.
Yeah.
So she doesn't like any of the hobbies that Roger is into. But she wants to at least be invited.
Mm.
Because if he says, come do this with me, she is such a doormat for him. She will say yes and she will thug it out
Mm-hmm.
just so that she can spend time with him.
Yes.
Which is somewhere between sweet and girl, no.
I know.
Just no. No.
Women of a certain age.
Right? But, but that's part of being the perfect Christian wife will take the Dramamine and just be on the water. I mean, whatever. For their part, Penny's sister said that Roger was cheap. Oh, here he
I
is.
believe it.
All these fancy toys. Penny's had the same old appliances for better part of the decade.
Ah.
Her washer or dryer vibrates so much that they're in the middle of the room by the time the load is done. It's that bad.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Because my first thought when you said, like, he expected Penny to take care of his dying mother.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't want to pay for a rest home.
Right.
Like, no. She'll do it.
She'll work you into the schedule, Mom.
Servant.
She'll work you in it.
My butler takes care of these things.
Fit you in.
I'm like, he's cheap.
Eventually, Penny's three sisters shame Roger into buying her a new washer dryer.
Good.
Shame.
Right. Oh, you guys having a hard time or something?
I don't know what they said to him, but they shamed him into it. He bought her a new washer dryer. But planes and fancy cars aren't the only thing catching Roger's attention by the spring of 1995. By then, Roger was often seen at a popular chili place with a young, pretty redhead on his arm.
Uh-oh. Jolene. You work for the living Satan, I know it.
She does. She is the living Satan.
Right.
Now, people who saw the couple, like, they knew this is, okay, we see you. We see you, old man.
Yeah.
He's damn near 30 years older than this woman.
Gross.
Yeah. He's like 55 to her, 28. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are also rumors around the office. Because Vanessa works for his company, but he's not her direct boss.
Okay.
She works in accounting. And he's like a C-suite person. So, yeah, it's ethically sketchy.
It is.
It is ethically sketchy, but as far as power dynamics go, I've heard it worse.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. They bet at work.
Yeah, basically.
That's their meet cute.
So, people noticed that he was having an affair with Vanessa, 28-year-old accountant from down the hall. In later interviews, Vanessa would say that Roger approached her about having the affair, and he made it clear to her that he didn't want his life to change. He loved his wife, he loved his daughter, and he wanted to leave that intact.
Yeah.
He would just like sex with a younger, hotter woman.
Because midlife crisis.
Please and thank you. And Vanessa was like, sure, because apparently all it takes is a couple of nice dinners and some good gifts for this one. Because Vanessa had her own partner. Vanessa didn't want to blow her life up either. So we're just like two people that go to nice dinners and fuck in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Take up skydiving. Roller skating.
These are two risk takers. I don't know.
Take a BMX bike ride. Can you do that? Can you do that yet?
That's a new one.
I'm just saying, like, if he needs another hobby.
Sasquatch hunting, something.
There's gotta be another one other than, like, affair with ridiculously young, not quite subordinate.
At your workplace.
At work.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something better. You have money. Hire somebody.
I know, right? He wants to get caught.
Now, sadly, Roger was not able to keep his affair a secret from Sarah. Poor Sarah had to run into her father and his hussy at different Austin hotspots over the next few months, and she figured it out.
Yeah.
Like, why is her dad at Les Fancy in the middle of the day and he's this redheaded bitch? And then she's going out to the club and she's like, what the fuck is my dad's car doing parked at the...
Oh, can you imagine?
And then she figures it out.
Ew.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
Now, Roger would come clean to Sarah about the affair, and then he would enlist her to be an accomplice.
Oh, Roger. Gross.
He would ask Sarah to borrow her townhouse so that he could draka.
Ew.
Draka.
That's so nasty.
Yeah. Sarah said she never condoned the affair,
Mm-hmm.
but she did give her father keys.
Oh,
So.
God.
And her dad had been really supportive of her when her mother's not speaking to her, doesn't want to help, So she does feel a certain loyalty to the man, even though this icks her out. Burn the house down. My father has had sex in my bed.
The nuke the site.
Why do you move every 3 months? Well,
every 3 months or so, my creepy dad and his baby girlfriend come and defile my living space.
and so I can't turn my dad down because he's supportive, but I can't burn down this flat block.
Because my mother is crazier.
So I'm just going to keep burning down buildings until my dad quit buying Viagra.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, the little blue pills are helping him out. Oh, boy. Roger's a mess.
Yeah.
His midlife crisis continues apace.
Yeah. It's gaining steam.
Man. So by the fall of 1995, Roger decided to grow a beard.
Oh. Well, good for you, Roger.
No.
You're not letting him have it?
No. It looks like he got, like, a wombat and a squirrel and chin strapped into himself.
Ooh.
It's scraggly.
Yeah.
It's not, like, luxurious and full.
Yeah.
It looks itchy.
It's struggling.
Ooh, girl, this is a struggle beard.
Mm.
No one likes this beard. People would all like it to go away.
Yes.
And in professional circles, the beard was weird because it's the middle 80s, so the style for executives of his caliber, clean shaven, $300 haircut, pinstripe suit, green is good, Gordon Gecko, yada,
Exactly.
yada, yada.
Who do you think you are, a trucker?
Right. Like men of his caliber, for lack of a better term, didn't do that back then. It's very strange.
Hippie shit.
Now, we weren't even at that place at that point, 85. You barely got casual Fridays back then.
Yeah.
Now we forget.
Casual Fridays was the twinkle in their eye.
Right? Like, now most of us, like,
borderline wearing pajamas.
Right? Even those of us that still gotta go into the office are like, got my good jeans for work.
Exactly.
And the shit that I wear around the house.
Exactly. And there's no logo on this sweater, so we're good.
Exactly. But for Penny, the beard was more like a physical reminder something is wrong in her marriage.
It's a manifestation.
And when Penny asked Roger to shave, he said no. Because he is growing his beard out for a Halloween costume. He's going to be a Hell's Angel.
Oh, God.
He did dress up as a biker for All Hallows Eve.
Biking fantasy.
He came complete with a red and white leather motorcycle jacket with an eagle emblazoned on the back.
God.
Yeah. Penny did not dress up.
No, Satan's holiday?
But she went to the party and she was a good sport.
Mm.
So, here. So yeah, the beard is like, no. A no-go for her. But she goes to the party with him anyway. And he does go as a biker with a scraggly beard. And there's this like red, white, like black motorcycle jacket with a golden eagle on the back of it. Caw, caw, caw. Well, I mean, he was one of Ross Perot's eagles, goddammit, and don't you forget it.
Once an eagle in Narnia,
always an eagle
in Narnia.
So, yeah, he went. He had like a do-rag on his head. It was a whole thing. He's feeling very, very good about himself. They go back in time a little bit because about a month before Halloween, Penny got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Roger was out of town, and it was Penny's friends that came by to help her out. When Roger returned to town later that week, he went straight to the office instead of coming home to check on Penny. When Penny's friends realized that Roger had no desire to check on his wife, they were pissed. Like, they couldn't get in touch with him.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They have no authority.
True.
Over her. Eventually, Penny's breathing was so labored that she was forced to go to the hospital. Her friends were forced to call 911.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Roger's not coming. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They can't move her.
Yeah.
The doctors would find that Penny had fluid in both of her lungs, and she had pneumonia.
Ooh.
At the time, Penny refused to be hospitalized, so they sent her home with super heavy antibiotics.
Yeah.
A week later, Penny was worse. This time, she'd be rushed to the ER and treated for a respiratory infection and double pneumonia.
Dang. Oh, my God.
But even after that, Penny insisted on going home so that she could take care of Roger.
Oh, God.
He can't find his towel.
True, but just let me run after this guy who doesn't give the least bit of crap about me.
But he has a beard now. Oh, no, that's the manifestation that there's problems.
Exactly.
Eventually, Penny was so bad off that she called her sister Sharon for help.
Oh.
Sharon had to fly into Alston from Tulsa because nobody could get a hold of Roger.
Wow.
So, yay, Sharon gets into town. Roger takes time out of his busy schedule to pick her up from the airport. How kind.
You're right.
And then he goes back to work, leaving Sharon as the caretaker for her sister.
Yeah.
Roger did hire a part-time nurse. Guess it's something.
Yeah.
It's nothing, but something all at the same time. And before the week was over, Sharon would once again be forced to call 911 to save her sister.
Dang.
Her friends called 911. She's calling 911.
Yeah.
Her breathing is awful.
Ooh.
The pneumonia and the fluid and everything. When Roger returned from his travels, he visited with Penny for 2 hours and then went to work. When Roger got to the office, his underlings basically read him the film. Let's get the fuck out of here and go take care of your fucking wife.
Good for them.
Because when he's being MIA, it's the office that's fielding those calls.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, this is like late 80s, early 90s. Like, people barely got cell phones.
Yeah.
And they're not always the kind that you can take with you. Like, I bet you he has a car phone, but it's a phone that's strictly stuck to the car.
Yeah.
You know? So when they're looking for him, where are they going to call? His office.
Yeah.
They don't have the numbers to the hotels or wherever he might be.
Yeah.
So his office knows that his wife is sick. They know that she's been in a bad way. They knew that she could die.
And that they've been looking for him For days and days and days. Yeah. Bad look, dude.
Yeah. So this woman risked her own job. She was like, fuck you.
Good for her.
Fuck you, Roger. You go be with her right goddamn
What is
now.
wrong with you?
Even though she read him the riot act, he was like, yeah, but her sister's there, so.
Oh, come on. Lame. Lame.
Ultimately, it would take a call from Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Shame on you. Shame on you, Roger.
To get him to cut his trip short. And go be with her. But as he was getting ready to go, the lady that read him the riot act about not cutting his trip short was like, see, I'm going now. She didn't even need me. She's going to go get better in Dallas.
Sure.
Nah.
Sure, bro.
Ugh. Now, Penny did go to Dallas to convalesce. One of the other sisters lives in Dallas. That's why they live there. Like, they live far, but not far. Like, her parents are still in Tulsa. His family's in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
So
it's a long drive, but not an insurmountable distance. Yeah.
Right, it's an hour flight.
Yeah.
Same thing. So while Penny was getting ready to get discharged from the hospital, her sisters were worried that Penny couldn't care for herself. She's weak.
Yeah.
She gets winded easy. She can't be going up and down steps, making lunch, and this, that, and the other. So when Roger got to the hospital, he told Penny she couldn't go home.
What?
She needs to stay in this hospital until she is well enough to take care of him in the usual way.
Oh, God. A selfish little cow.
Yeah. You're not 100%.
Yeah.
You're not capable of taking care of me in the usual way.
Then, yeah. What's the point of you being in the house if you're not there to serve me?
So she stayed in the hospital another 2 weeks. So that she could be well enough to serve him in the usual way. God forbid he don't get his green eggs and ham for breakfast. By Christmas of 1995, Penny had recovered from her respiratory illness. She was right as rain, ready to get back to her ministry. But despite Penny's positive attitude, some things were too big to ignore. During dinner with friends and during Christmas dinner, Roger was fidgety. Like he couldn't sit still. So much energy, he didn't know what to do with himself. Oh, I need to go to the mall.
Okay.
Mall closes in 20 minutes. That's okay. Got to get some last minute shopping done. Now they can see the mall from their house.
Yes.
Roger leaves. He doesn't come back home until well after midnight. And they saw the mall close.
Yeah.
They looked at it in the face.
It's closed.
Yeah. So he didn't come home till after midnight. He was probably with Vanessa.
Oh, totally.
At
some
one of
other
the,
hussy.
Night spots. Sarah, let me get your key.
Yeah. Another one burns down.
Yeah, there's another. There are arson.
Tonight at 11.
If there was an arson spree around this time in Austin, I think I may have solved it for you.
Right.
Now, word of Roger's affair was officially spread when two of his coworkers saw him leaving the mall around lunchtime and decided to follow him.
They've had enough of this shit.
And they bored. They're bored. They ain't got shit to do.
Clearly.
That subway was boring.
This is before phones. What else were they gonna do?
Can't play Candy Crush.
Exactly. So let's stalk the boss.
Nobody to text.
What's he
Can't
up
watch
to?
YouTube.
We must know. We gotta know what's going on.
So they follow Roger to Sarah's house. And they know it's Sarah's house. They know him well. And Roger pulls his car in the garage. Then Sarah pulls up. A couple of seconds later, Vanessa pulls up. Roger gives Vanessa a hug and a kiss. He gives Sarah a hug. Sarah hands him the key. She gets in her car. Sarah goes on about her day. Roger and Vanessa go into Sarah's townhouse. And Blaka.
That is...
Blaka.
You know, like before, I just kind of assumed he had a copy of her key. I didn't think he would like call her up and be like, "I need you to meet me at your place. I need to fuck."
You thought he was like sneak. Okay, she's in school right now. Let's go.
Exactly.
I helped her move. I got
And
the
she
spare
comes
key.
and hands him the key. Although good for her, like she wants to know every time he does this, so
knows
she
when it's
doesn't
time.
miss a burning.
She knows when it's time to move.
Yeah.
I got 2 good months before I got to burn this to the ground. Yeah, so he's meeting Sarah in her house, getting her key,
Yeah.
so that he can flaka.
It's so gross.
Eventually, the gossip about the affair got to the main CEO of the whole company.
But did it get to Ross Perot?
No, because he doesn't work there anymore.
I like to think it did get to him though, and he's like, "I knew it. He was a false eagle, dirty false frickin' eagle."
Ow. But then that means his eagle picker is off. He wouldn't admit that either.
True.
That's right. He took down his employee of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Take that. You're not an employee of the month anymore.
You're nothing. I made you, and now you're nothing.
It's so petty. So petty. But nothing was done. Roger said it's nothing. It's just the rumor mill. Dude gave him side eye, but it's like, all right,
Yeah.
go back to work. Quit fucking the subordinates. Now, some of Penny's friends and students were also wondering if Roger's having an affair. The fact that he couldn't be bothered to deal with Penny when she was sick,
Yeah.
and the amount of time that he was spending away from her and out of the house was obvious to even casual people. The only time you see them together is at church.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And that's like the Sunday that he goes.
Yeah.
He's never with her any other time. When a friend taking one of Penny's classes confronted Penny about Roger's affair, Penny would just change the subject.
Mm.
People had seen him out with this hot little redhead.
Yeah.
Other friends and some people from Roger's office called Penny to let her know that Roger's been out with another woman. Oh, the call's coming from inside the house, girl.
Yeah.
Those calls were the last straw.
Yeah.
And Penny demanded that they go to spiritual counseling
There
together.
you go.
It did not work.
No.
While Penny was dealing with denial about Roger's affair,
Mm-hmm.
Roger was having his own issues.
More?
For the first time in his career, he was not failing upward.
Oh. Yeah. Now they think he's like a dirty jerk.
Well, I'm not saying he's not good at his job, but his success seems to have come very easily.
Yes.
Always at the right place at the right time. Always with the right connection and the right class and the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Always. I'm not saying he's not legitimately talented, but there's a lot more luck than skill going on here.
Yes, definitely.
And so, basically, the board is putting pressure on Roger's subsidiary. They want Roger's team to innovate new products instead of just investing in the old or reinvesting in the tried and true.
Okay.
They want new products. So he is trying to put together this presentation for the board, basically explain his existence. That's what that means in corporate speak.
Yeah.
You're basically justifying
Yeah.
your existence and your salary.
Mm-hmm.
So while Roger's getting ready for his meeting and getting his decks in order, Penny is getting ready for one of her classes. She's making arrangements for a class.
Yeah.
And sometimes she teaches them out of her home. She doesn't always teach them at church.
Okay.
Roger came home that afternoon around 12:15, where Penny had lunch of soup and sandwich made up and waiting for him. Roger left for the office again around 1 o'clock. Penny called Roger around 4:30. He was still working on his report, and Penny asked him to take a break, come home, and have dinner with her. Roger came home for dinner around 5:30 and helped Penny clear the table before changing out of his suit, throwing on some jeans, heading out to the office. So with Roger gone, Penny went into the den and got ready to play her yellow baby grand. She had sheet music in the bench. She's putting on her glasses.
Yeah.
Cracking her knuckles.
Yeah.
And as she played Lord Be Glorified. Don't know that one. No.
Remember, I come from chanting people.
Yeah. True story. I come from a different branch of Baptist than this, so.
Sometimes I'll hear religious hymns and books and TV. I'm like, that's nice. That sounds like I can't describe what we had in Catholic Church. It was very unremarkable. Apart from the chanting was memorable. That's about it.
So as Penny is playing Lord Be Glorified, she's playing loud. She's playing, she's singing, she's feeling
playing her heart out.
Yeah. She didn't hear the back door open.
Oh no.
And as she played more, sang louder, she didn't hear the man with the large metal pipe coming up behind her. When Roger came home from work around 9 p.m., Penny Skaggs was dead, beaten and bloody in front of her baby grand piano.
Oh, Penny.
And that is where I'll leave you on the story of Penny and Roger Skaggs.
Poor Penny.
And on that note, I've been Samara.
And I've been Jeannie.
And this has been Talk Deadly to Me.